Welcome to the channel, folks. Today we're strapping on our helmets, lacing up our cleats of judgment, and diving headfirst into a topic that's more controversial than a soccer flop in the penalty box, sports scandals. Now, we all love a good underdog story, the thrill of victory, the agony of defeat, all that jazz. But sometimes, the pursuit of glory leads people down some pretty dark paths. We're talking PEDs, cover-ups, and even good old-fashioned sabotage. So, buckle up as we count down the top 10 athletes who got caught with their hands in the proverbial cookie jar of cheating. Let's do this! Lance Armstrong, once hailed as a cycling god, a cancer survivor who climbed his way to the top of the podium 7 times in the Tour de France. Inspirational, right? Well, as it turns out, those victories were about as real as a $3 bill. Armstrong, my friends, was a master of doping, injecting himself with enough EPO to fuel a small country. He denied it. Oh, how he denied it. Vehemently, aggressively. He even sued people who dared to question his superhuman abilities, but the truth, like a poorly hidden syringe, always comes out. And when it did, Armstrong's empire crumbled faster than a stale baguette. Stripped of his titles, banned from cycling, and facing a mountain of lawsuits, Armstrong went from hero to zero faster than you can say performance-enhancing drugs. And the worst part? He tarnished the legacy of a sport and betrayed the trust of millions. Not cool, Lance, not cool. The 1988 Olympics in Seoul, the men's 100-meter final. The world watches as Ben Johnson, a Canadian sprinter, explodes out of the blocks and crosses the finish line in a world record time of 9.79 seconds. The crowd roars. Johnson basks in the glory, for about 3 days anyway, because then the hammer drops. Johnson tests positive for stanozolol, an anabolic steroid, and just like that, his victory turns to ash in his mouth. He's stripped of his medal, banned from competition, and becomes the poster boy for athletic disgrace. The image of Johnson, head down, being led away by officials, becomes a stark reminder that even on the biggest stage, cheating doesn't pay. Well, it might pay in the short term, but the long-term consequences, let's just say they're about as much fun as a hamstring pull. Marion Jones was a track and field superstar, 3 gold medals at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. She was fast, she was charismatic, she was lying through her teeth. For years, Jones denied using performance-enhancing drugs. She even went on Oprah to proclaim her innocence. Oprah! That's like lying to your grandma's face. But the walls were closing in. Faced with mounting evidence and the threat of jail time, Jones finally came clean in 2007, admitting to using steroids throughout her career. She was stripped of her medals, served 6 months in prison, and became a cautionary tale about the price of deceit. It's a shame, really. Jones had natural talent, but she chose the easy way out. And in the process, she threw away a legacy that could have been truly remarkable. Chapter 4. Tom Brady Deflategate. More than just hot air, Tom Brady, quarterback extraordinaire. Winner of more Super Bowls than most teams have playoff appearances, but even Golden Boys can get caught up in scandal. Enter Deflategate. The year was 2015. The New England Patriots were accused of using slightly deflated footballs in the AFC Championship game. Was it cheating? Was it gamesmanship? Was it a vast conspiracy orchestrated by a rogue ball boy with a vendetta against properly inflated pigskin? The world may never know. But one thing's for sure, it tarnished Brady's reputation and cast a shadow over his legacy. He was suspended for 4 games, the Patriots were fined, and the internet exploded with memes and hot takes. Deflategate might not be the most egregious cheating scandal in sports history, but it's a reminder that even the best of the best can get caught up in controversy. Chapter 5. Diego Maradona, the Hand of God, and a little something extra. Diego Maradona, Argentine soccer legend, known for his dazzling footwork, his controversial Hand of God goal, and, unfortunately, his love affair with cocaine. During the 1994 World Cup in the United States, Maradona tested positive for 5 different banned substances, including ephedrine. He was sent home in disgrace, his career ending not with a bang, but with a whimper and a cloud of suspicion. It was a sad end for one of the most naturally gifted players the world had ever seen. Maradona's story is a reminder that even the brightest stars can fall victim to their demons. Chapter 6. Alex Rodriguez A-Rod and the Steroid Circus. Alex Rodriguez, or A-Rod as he's known, was a baseball prodigy. He was supposed to be one of the greats, a surefire Hall of Famer. But then came the steroids. Oh, the steroids. A-Rod's name popped up in connection with performance-enhancing drugs multiple times throughout his career. He denied it, of course. He even went on 60 Minutes to clear his name. But in 2014, the jig was up. A-Rod was suspended for the entire 2014 season for his involvement in the biogenesis scandal, a sprawling investigation into a Florida clinic that supplied PEDs to athletes. It was a spectacular fall from grace for one of baseball's biggest stars. A-Rod's legacy is forever tainted by his association with steroids. Chapter 7, Tonya Harding, Bad Blood on the Ice. The year is 1994. The stage is set for the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. And Tonya Harding, well, she's got a plan. See, Harding had a rival, Nancy Kerrigan, and in a move that would make Machiavelli blush, Harding's ex-husband and her bodyguard hired a hitman to, wait for it, club Kerrigan in the knee. The attack made international headlines. Kerrigan was forced to withdraw from the competition, and Harding, despite her claims of innocence, was implicated in the plot. She pleaded guilty to hindering the prosecution and was banned from figure skating for life. The Harding-Kerrigan saga is a bizarre and cautionary tale of jealousy, ambition, and what happens when you take things way, way too far. Barry Bonds, home run king or cheating sultan? Barry Bonds. He holds the record for most career home runs in Major League Baseball. He was a 7-time MVP, he was also allegedly juiced to the gills. Bonds' name became synonymous with the Balco scandal, a massive steroid distribution ring that rocked the sports world in the early 2000s. He denied knowingly taking steroids, but the evidence suggested otherwise. His head grew larger than a prize-winning pumpkin, and his home run totals reached cartoonish proportions. Bonds was never suspended by Major League Baseball, but his legacy is forever tarnished by the cloud of suspicion that hangs over his achievements. He may be the home run king on paper, but for many, he'll always be the poster boy for baseball's steroid era. Chapter 9. Rosie Ruiz shortcuts never win marathons, or do they? The Boston Marathon. 26.2 miles of grueling pavement. It's a test of endurance, willpower, and apparently your ability to ride the subway. Just ask Rosie Ruiz. In 1980, Ruiz shocked the world by winning the women's division of the Boston Marathon. There was just one tiny problem. She didn't actually run the whole race. Witnesses claim to have seen Ruiz hop out of the crowd and join the race near the finish line. She was stripped of her title and her name became synonymous with cheating in the world of marathon running. The Ruiz case is a reminder that even in the most grueling of events, there will always be those who try to take a shortcut to the top. Chapter 10. Lance Armstrong, the man who fell to earth. Lance Armstrong. We've heard the name, we know the story. Or do we? This is the man who, after battling testicular cancer, went on to win the Tour de France a record 7 consecutive times. He was a global icon, a symbol of hope and resilience. But behind the inspiring narrative lay a dark secret. Armstrong's success was fueled by a sophisticated doping program. He lied, he bullied, he did whatever it took to protect his image. And for a while, it worked. But the truth, as it always does, eventually came out. The fallout was swift and brutal. Armstrong was stripped of his titles, lost his sponsors, and became a pariah in the cycling world. His story is a cautionary tale about the corrosive nature of ambition and the dangers of believing your own hype. Outrow game over cheaters never prosper, except when they do, but still. Well folks, there you have it. 10 athletes who took cheating to Olympic, or in some cases, Tour de France levels. It's a rogues gallery of deceit, scandal, and bad decisions. But hey, at least they made it interesting, right? And by interesting, I mean incredibly disappointing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more sports content. See you next time.